Good evening guys, welcome to round number 4 of season 2 in the Rookie Racing Championship, and probably the hardest track on the calendar this season. We're here at Baku in Azerbaijan, on the streets of Baku should I say, and it should be an interesting race this one. For the Division 1 guys, a nice tight circuit to contend with some nasty curbs, and hopefully nobody has a I am stupid moment down into the castle section. If any of you guys watch Formula 1, you will know what that means. And this is the exact section I'm on about. Well, Haribo in the Alpha tonight makes it cleanly through there to start off with. No Cohen tonight, so Haribo has jumped into the seat last minute. Interesting to see how he gets on with the Division 1 boys. There's a lot of people going out early in this qualifying session. It's only 18 minutes, so if you're going to get a lap in, you've got to get it in pretty much straight away, as Haribo will be the first to start a lap. Here in Baku, DRS Open down the front straight. Heavy braking down into T1. Pretty clean through there so far. Comes down the back straight towards turn 3, another heavy braking zone, just locking the left rears there, and I think he might have just kissed the right wall on exit. Looks a tidy lap bar that so far. Now heads his way through the castle section, but for the first time on a flyer, nice and clean through there. It'll be interesting to see on lap 1 how that plays out. We've got a yellow in sector 2, I'm not sure who that is. And in sector 2 is the castle section, so, and I think it's one of the Williams. Oh, and it's the Williams adjusting. Has gone into the wall. He's lost his front wing. I wonder if that's happened in the castle section, you know, because what were we saying about an I am stupid moment? I think that might have just happened there and then. Haribo down the front straight and pits, interestingly. So it doesn't settle that time. Freestyle will be the next one to cross the line in the McLaren. Across the line he comes. He'll open the timing sheets to a 140.6. Quickly scroll down to George, who crosses the line with a 140.5. Doek goes a bit quicker with a 138.1, actually quite a bit quicker than the others. And 1P splits George and Doek with a 139.5, so interesting start. Marcus P3 with a 140.2. Galactic just slots in behind him with a 140.4, and then Ramatic splits them over and goes P3 with a 139.8, or was P3 until racing up to Sutil and then scrapping it. They're coming in thick and fast. Felix has done a 138.5 on his opening lap, and Sully in the Ferrari was on the 138.9, so interesting to say the least. And that is how it stacks up. Have a quick look with SDQ on his first flying lap. See how he's done. does, heading down to the castle section for the first time. Oh, kisses the wall on the right hand side. Just about gets away with it. Just thinking with the Justin incident a few minutes ago, that's got to have been an instant through the castle section as SDQ slams it into the wall, loses his front right end plate. Well, that could shake things up. Is he going to finish the lap or is he going to box? We'll soon wait and see. Seems like he's still got grip in that car, coming down the back straight. He goes for DRS, we know he's staying out. And he has gone for DRS. He's going to try and get a lap in. Across the line, it's a 140.664, so about 6 thousandths off the pace of Freestyles just in front of him. Meanwhile, Rough in the Haas on his first flyer. What lap time he can deliver. It looks a fairly quick one, and it is a fairly quick one, a 139.2, which puts him P4 in the Haas. Start off with, pretty good lap from him. As the people who failed to set a first lap on the first run are all on out laps at the minute. Haribo, who we saw pit earlier, for whatever reason, starting his flyer. Get DRS down this front straight. Very tight to the right hand side wall actually, I know you've got to set yourself up quite a wide line. It's T1, but that's quite a big, it almost gets a tank slapper on there. Good save. In fact, an exceptional save. I'm surprised he kept hold of that. That car was almost at a 30-degree angle. But he keeps it together as he heads down the back straight into turn 3. Doesn't lock up the front left this time and misses the wall. However, he locks up the front right going through T4 into 5 and 6. Again, looks tidy so far. And now here comes the technical section. Turns 7, 8 and 9 and 10 through the castle section. 8 and 9 and then into turn 10. Again, looks very tidy. No bumping of walls so far from what I can see. Heavy braking down into turn 12. Just about gets it done. Turn 13, sorry, and now into turn 14. It's a purple second sector for Haribo according to the track map. This could be a quick one. And we know how quick the Alphas are. Down the front straight he comes. DRS wide open this time. He's not going to box this lap. Across the line. And it's a P4. It's a 139.1. It's a green in the personal best in the first sector. Purple in the second sector. And then just dropped off in the third. Which is a bit of a shame. Puts him in a good position so far in this qualifying session. Meanwhile, Justin just coming around the last corner onto the front straight. I think he's backed out of this lap, I think. Yes, he has. He's diving for the pit lane, so definitely has done. Next to come across will be Ben Ratcliffe. Comes down into turn 14. Tight on entry, and then you go through the sweeping left, right, through 16 and 17, and then turn 18 onto the front straight. So DRS wide open. It's going to be a good one. It looks a bit slow to me, and it is slow. It's a 140.7. Just hired from the session, and Doek is out as well. That's interesting. So Doak, who's currently our pole sitter, has retired. Oh, far. I think he's had an accident, actually. Yes, he has. He's had an accident coming down through turn 3 and 4, or in between there. So, interesting to say. The racing up has had a moment. I think he's off the track there, is he? Oh, he's had a big accident. He's had a very... Can we catch Galactic quickly? Yes, we can. And we just saw him at the bottom of the screen. He's had a big off into the wall as racing up. So that's a Ferrari out of the session. It looks like Wong P has just gone on to his next flyer. Is a good track is Baku. Tests the racing driver quite a lot, actually. Tight technical corners. Some drivers love it. Some drivers hate it, really, this place. One people gives a bit of a whack into the wall there on exit. It's going to cost him some time, I think. He's still 3 tenths up on his previous time, though, so this should be an improvement. By how much, I'm not sure. If he gets his foot down, he could easily get P7 here. P8 at least, if he hasn't messed up the last couple of corners. And he's actually dived for the pit lane, so clearly an error somewhere in there. Not many cars on the track at the minute. Galactic's on a lap, but he's 4 seconds down on his previous lap, so that's clearly an out lap at the minute. George has got his lap revoked. Ramatic's on a lap, but it's one that's well off the pace at the minute. SDQ is now out of the race, and I think that is a crash in the castle section, if I'm not wrong. It is. He's crashed coming out of the castle section. You just saw him in the wall there. Let's see if we can catch him with freestyles on board. There it is. There is SDQ in that Mercedes. He's in the wall at the exit of the castle section. I'm wondering if he's whacked one of the walls and it's just forced him straight on. A lot of people, that's the first time we've seen people get it wrong through there today. A lot of them have been getting it wrong elsewhere on track. And there's actually nobody else out on track at the minute, frustratingly. Who's on a lap anyway, let's just say the least. Haribo might just be about to start a lap. He was, but he's dived for the pit lane, so there's freestyles. Comes down the front straight on low fuel by the looks of things. Travelling very, very slowly, and no surprises, he's boxing. So the next person to set a lap will be Ben Ratcliffe, but he's on an out lap at the minute. And you would think, with his teammate Haribo up in P6 at the minute, Ben needs to try and put some authority down and get a lap in. Well, he's got a lap in already, but it's not been a very quick one to say the least. Just over 3 minutes to go until the end of the session. And based on what we've seen, so far, there could be a lot of safety cars when it comes to the race. Could be absolute chaos on lap 1. Ben begins his next outing. Should get one in after this as well, which will be quite convenient for him, going for a back-to-back flyer. It comes down the back straight with DRS heading down towards turn 3. Nice and tidy through there. And we know how quick the Alpha was from last season with Felix being in that seat for last season. And also Crispy Chicken, who is no longer in the league, unfortunately. But Crispy Chicken was quick in the Alpha last season as well, as Ben heads through the castle section. Nice and clean through there, goes very wide coming out of turn 10 there. Through 11, down towards turn 12. Hard on the brakes and gives them big whack of the wall there. You can see the end plate on the racetrack. He's lost an end plate there. He's gone straight on at the next, at turn 13 through 14, through 15 and 16. Big old whack there. So, in the meantime, we'll look at Versailles, who's behind him. He's on a lap. First we've seen of Versailles tonight. He's on 140.4 so far. And if he gets his foot down, there should be a little bit of an improvement. And it is a 140.1. He's trying to go around the outside of his teammate and they've forced each other off the track. Well, I'm not sure what happened there, but a bit of a miscommunication from the teammates there. They've got to get out of the way of these cars coming through though, on their flyers. Freestyles is on an out lap. He's got to be quick to get across the line, I think. I think he will just about manage it. Yes, he will. We'll go and look at Sutil behind, Sully, sorry, behind him. Sorry, chat, I can't get it right. Really doing the head in. Meanwhile, Sully across the line. It's a 2/10 improvement, but it keeps him P4 for the time being. Oh, they've got to get across the line very quickly to set a lap. This is going to be tight. 5. And he's thought better of it. I think he probably would have just made it. Anyway. It's not the end of the world. As we see Felix on his final flying lap. And he's 2 tenths up. And he's on his lap. He's got to try and find some time though to try and get Doik. He's actually purple in the second sector, so not a brilliant first sector from Felix. He's got to get his foot down though if he wants to get Doik's time. Down the front straight with DRS, cross the line, and it is an improvement. 1:38.0 he's done, which is a very good time. Galactic crosses the line behind with a 1:38.5. Good lap from him. Ramatic's just gone with a 38.5 as well, so he slots in just behind him. That was George just coming across the line. Yes, it was 39.1 in the end for George. Not the quickest, but not bad. Freestyles on his final lap. Crosses the line, goes P12. Nicely done. And next major one is Sully to cross the line, but I think he's quite significantly down. Yes, he's heading for the pit lane, so clearly made a mistake somewhere. Final person to cross the line, Luke. And no improvement for Luke either. So that is the grid for the race then. So Felix is on pole. From Doik, from Galactic Nerd, from Ramatic, from Sully, from Ruff, from 1P, from George, from Markarus, from Haribo, from Racing Up, from Freestyle, from Versailles, from Luke, from SDQ, from Ben Ratcliffe, and Justin doesn't get a time in and rounds off the grid at the bottom end. Stay tuned guys for the race and we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys, to the Rookie Racing Championship. Division 1 boys making their way around on the formation lap for this evening's race. 26 laps around the street circuit here in Baku. Should be make the way around. Felix on pole, unsurprisingly, some people may say. Good qualifying session from him though. To make the way round, it'll be interesting to see who wins this one, because if there's potentially a safety car at the end of this first lap, which there could well be, given the fact this is a very narrow street circuit, it's very hard to overtake unless everyone keeps it calm on lap 1. I feel like we might be having at least a virtual safety car at the end of this first lap. I don't want to curse anybody, but if the actual F1 drivers can't do it round here, then I can't say why. To make the way for the castle section. Should be a good one, this. And Felix is leading them round, but he's got a mirror full of Doet, Galactic, Ramatic and Sully all behind him, and George, who's just that little bit further back. Put him under some pressure in lap 1. And they make their way round to complete the formation lap. Felix just trying to back up the grid a little bit, just so he's not going to be sat on the grid for too long. Come down to the grid to line up. Cars make their way into their grid positions. 17 runners in this race. Should be a good one, and it'll be a good one around the streets of Baku. It's always a good race round here in the F1 cars. We'll see what our boys can do now, as we now go, once it gets loading the game. We go to 5 red lights here in Baku. Lights out, and away we go. And it's a pretty good start from Felix. He does bog down a little bit. He's going to get caught by the Racing Point going into T1. Just about squeezes him out. Galactic gets squeezed, and there's a spinner in the background. I think that's Haribo that has spun in the background. So he's had an absolute nightmare at the start of this race. It was actually Ben Ratcliffe, actually. The thing's glitched again for some reason. And it's saying Justin is leading, but that is not the case. So Felix from Doek from Galactic. A little bit of scrapping in the midfield. And we've got another one in the wall. Racing up in the wall after turn 3. Can he get that car back going? I think he does, so he'll be alright for now. And the field is now reset properly as they enter the castle section for the first time. Felix gets through, Doric gets through, Sully through, all making their way through nice and cleanly. No dramas, I don't think. Just about. Nothing significant enough anyway, so Felix leads the way. Back section, I'm surprised we haven't had a major incident, to be fair, going through there. They've all kept it fairly clean. Done to the boys. We've got a yellow in sector 2 actually. I think there's been an incident at the back involving racing up to an SDQ. There has. They both get back going. I think they might have had a bit of a tangle there. Coming through turn 12. grid is doing the glitch thing again. I don't know why, guys. Should reset fairly shortly. 1P and SDQ, the two Mercedes drivers, are double stacking in the pit lane. And Luke is in the pits as well, so interesting to see what the thinking was behind that one. Potentially damage after the first lap, to be fair, would be the most sensible solution, you would think. And meanwhile, we'll stick with the battle for the lead. Felix against Doik. Doik just behind. And he's just about keeping Felix in his sights, to be fair. I know what Doik's capable of, so he'll chase Felix down as hard as he can. The yellow in sector 1, I think that's one of the Mercedes cars, I think. It is. SDQ's been in the wall and lost the front wing end plate. He gets back going though for the time being. Battle for the lead stretching out a little bit. Behind, SDQ's actually had a big crash and he's out of the race. Now is that going to bring out a safety car, because that's on the run-off in turn 3. That potentially might bring out a safety car, or at least a VSC, you would think, unless they can get it cleared up before the guys get round there. With it being in the run-off area. And they've got it cleared, so no safety car or virtual safety car needed for that one. Galactic is defending really hard from Sully here. But at the same time, Sully has got the two Hasses of Ruff and Ramatic behind, trying to have a little bit of an attack. And the boys keeping it clean so far. Just about keeping it together. Going through the top section. Or through the castle section, should I say. Turning into a nice little tasty battle is this, as both of the Hasses go very wide. Ruff actually loses a load of time and has to concede the position to Ramatic behind. A big old whack into the wall. Well, Ruff will live to fight another day, and Justin's out of the section. I think he's had an incident in the castle section, I think. He's pulled off the road in the castle section there. The car's going very slowly. You'd think he would pull to a safe location. In theory anyway, but that could potentially bring out the old virtual safety car. Depends where he pulls off, really. He pulled off at turn 13, so interesting to see if that brings out anything. See how quickly they can get that car cleared up. I think they've got it cleared up straight away, so no virtual safety car again. Galactic's defending as hard as he can. Sully here. These boys don't want to battle too much because they've got Ramatic behind their tail. And this time Sully will get DRS. He's in the draft. He might even get the move done before the DRS though. There we are, DRS deployed. That extra bit, and I think we've had an incident in the castle section from what I'm hearing. Had an incident involving Luke coming through the castle section. It's been cleared now and the back racing, but there may have been a bit of contact there. And Galactic eventually concedes just while we're saying that and enters the pit lane. So we'll go back to the race lead, which is actually swapped. Doik has actually got past Felix there. I've completely missed that one, guys. I do apologise. But Felix is going quick. He's just gone purple in the first sector. Right on the back of Doik. I'm assuming these boys are going to be swapping positions here, there and everywhere for the next couple of laps. And Wongpi has had an incident at the first turn. He's got that going though on the track map, so he'll live to fight another day. Felix has just backed out a little bit there on Doik. He's potentially made a mistake, and Felix is in the wall. Felix has had a crash. He's taken both his front wing end plates off. Well, you would think here Felix is going to have to pit, you would think, because he's going to have next to no downforce on the front of that car. I mean, it would be the sensible thing to do, and that's exactly what he is doing. He's going into the pit lane early. And meanwhile, Ramatic and George have just swapped positions. Ramatic moves up to P2 after being down in P4, and George drops down to P3. Well, they've actually technically both gained positions, really. You disinclude that. But George, we know what George is capable of pulling a nice gap. See if he's able to do it. Meanwhile, Felix is just there in front of the AlphaTauri, and he's got Marcus and Ben right behind him. Just a little bit further up the road, who are in traffic, is the P4 battle now of Galactic and Sully, who are both pitted, I believe. Yes, I can confirm they have both pitted. Sully's trying to go to the end of the race. Sully's put on a set of hard compound tyres. Come through the castle section. And Sully, if he keeps himself within touching distance, he might be able to have a go at Galactic here on the front straight with the DRS. Well, you'd think, anyway, if he can keep it together and not make any silly mistakes. So far he's done that. Down the front straight he comes. DRS will pop open. He's already got a bit of a slingshot coming off and getting in the draft with the DRS. He's going to try and make a move. He's going to go risky and go around the outside into T1. This is tight racing. They just about keep each other out the walls. Sully's got a position for now, but Galactic's going to have the inside line into the next turn. Galactic squeezes him all the way. And Sully's going to has got the DRS. He's going to be tied down into turn 3. Galactic just about holds Sully off. With these two battling, this is bringing Felix into play. And there's Felix in the other AlphaTauri. So Sully is now officially in an AlphaTauri sandwich, with the Ferrari being the fill-in. Through the castle section once again. Wow. Keeping it clean. Sully's under attack here from a very quickly charging Felix. trying to get his way back up through the field. He's on the two-stop strategy going onto the medium tyre. At least that's what Pirelli say, unless Felix does an absolutely remarkable job looking after his tyres. Through turn 4 to turn 15 onto the front straight. Felix is going to get DRS. You would think he would have it done. He's actually got it done already. Well, what does that tell you? Didn't even need DRS, did Felix? Surprised he didn't deploy it there just to try and get a bit further away, but hey ho. Tactics are different to others. Meanwhile, down the back, there's a bit of a battle going on here. One piece slots through the 13th position. There's a yellow in sector 1, and the safety car has been brought out. And Versailles has had a very, very big moment down into the first corner. We'll try and see if we can get it when Freestyles comes back out. But it looks like Versailles has had a very big crash. And that has brought out the first safety car of the evening. And he has had a very big crash coming down into turn 1. So that is him out of the race. And that is probably the last thing that Doak needed now. I mean, he's made his pit stop light, but could have potentially done a free pit stop there under a safety car. He's going to lose all that time that he's gained on Galactic now. Going to be washed away. Unfortunately, that is racing though. We'll have to see what waiting happens. We're going to take a quick break, guys, as we normally do during the safety car period. And we'll catch you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, guys, to the Rookie Racing Championship. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. As we wait for Doric to get us underway, the field is very, very spread. Doric goes now, and we're green again here in Baku. Is Galactic going to have a think about down into T1, think better of it? And they all just about get through. No, they don't. They don't get through turn 1 cleanly. Marcus has had a spin, so he's dropped down the order. Everyone else gets through cleanly. As Galactic looks about having a move on Doric there, just a little bit too far back to have a go. Doric locks up big time there, coming through turn 4. Very tight technical circuit here in Baku. Gets through turn 5 and 6 cleanly, into turn 7. Using a lot of curb, these Formula 1 cars, just to make sure they get it turned in. Now, are they all going to get through the castle section nice and cleanly? Just about a big line of Formula 1 cars there, though. That could have easily gone wrong. Doric is starting to extend a little bit of a gap here. So Galactic's teammate Felix is starting to reel Galactic in slowly but surely. And potentially might want to try and get past him as soon as possible, really, if he can manage it. Come down the front straight. It's a bit too far back to make a move. Meanwhile, in the background, a couple of jousting for positions. Ben Ratcliffe's down the inside of Ruff. Still side by side. The Mercedes of Rompy in the background's trying to get involved as well. Ruff just about hangs it. And I think Ben Ratcliffe might lose out to Rompy here. He doesn't quite get this right. This is a great race in this. As Rompy dives up the inside of Ben Ratcliffe, full on sends it. And Haribo's actually got past Ben Ratcliffe as well. I think there might have been a bit of contact there, because Ben seems to have lost a lot of positions in a short space of time. And now he's got Freestyles and Marcus behind to worry about. Through the castle section once again, and I think Freestyle may have touched the wall. He's reset himself and got back going again, but I think he was heading for the wall there. Just about saves it. And Felix, you would think, in this situation now, is very, very desperate to get past Galactic, you would think. Come down the front straight. It'll be interesting, side by side. Felix is trying to go the long way round into T1. Is he going to get it done though? I'm not quite sure. Galactic's still there, they're still side by side as they come down towards turn 2. Galactic's still there and they make contact. I think Galactic just about holds on, but Galactic's now got DRS to try and come back at Felix. He's going to have a dive up the inside into turn 3, wheel to wheel. They just about keep each other out the walls. Felix tries to go around the outside to try and get back. Hasn't quite worked. Good defensive driving there from Galactic as Felix just runs into the back of him there a little bit. Wasn't expecting to brake so early, and there's been a crash. I think it involves Haribo. It does. He's got that going again. He's just had a bit of an accident. Look at them two AlphaTauris through the castle section there, right up each other's bumper. just over halfway through in this race, and based on, I mean, if these two keep on battling and the others involved get behind, I think it's Doex's race to lose at the minute. Doex's now pulled just under a 4-second gap from these boys now, so in an ideal world you'd think Felix needs to get past sooner rather than later. He's going to have a go now down the front straight. Side by side, the Ferrari might try and follow him through. He has to tuck in. The Ferrari's going to go around the outside. The 3 wide into turn 1. This could only end in tears. Galactic goes down the middle. Outbreaks himself a little bit. There's contact between the two of them. And Sully just about keeps going. There might be damage on the front end plate of that Ferrari there though. And Felix sneaks his way through in all the middle of that. It was good racing rally at last. Galactic's going to try and go down the inside again. Squeezes Felix all the way. This is bringing Sully back into play. Felix tucks around the inside and Sully does all of them. And maybe George might get past both of them as well. The AlphaTauri boys are scrapping way too much. And George does get past. Well, the teammates scrapping with each other. And it's cost them dear, you would think. It's going to give Sully a chance to stretch his legs. George is having to defend from Felix coming through the castle section. This is great racing, is this to watch. Really great driving. Sully and George just both reacted to that situation and just tucked up the inside. Got it absolutely spot on. Lock up from George coming through turn 12. Keeps it on the road now. For now though. Felix is still stuck behind his teammate. He's starting to think Felix is getting frustrated in this race now. I know there's still quite a fair distance to go. Just over a third left of the race, and in an ideal world Felix needs to get past sooner rather than later. George potentially might have a go on Sully here. Is he going to get the move done? Yes, he does. Sully potentially might try and cut back going into turn 2. Thinks better of it for now, but he'll get the DRS coming down the back straight, will Sully, to drag him along. Meanwhile, Felix makes a move in the background. He's going to try and do it. And I think he hangs on. Sully round the front's trying to go around the outside, doesn't quite do it. Felix trying to go around the outside into turn 4. This is great racing. Sully in the front, trying to swing around the outside of George, thinks better of it. And Felix is through. Felix has got past Galactic, finally. This trade of follow along cars continues. George leads the way now. They head through the castle section. It's been great racing as this. George, you would think he's going to try and stretch his legs now a little bit. He's already pulled a little bit of a gap from these boys. Felix's next target will be Sully to try and get past. If he's close enough here, he might have a go down into turn 13. Not quite close enough. Well, he was close enough. He tapped the rear of Sully going through turn 13 there. Felix will get DRS. Now is Sully in DRS range of George? No, he's not. So this is going to leave Sully vulnerable here. Potentially a double overtake. Felix gets through on the front straight, and Galactic potentially might try and follow him. Galactic up the inside, makes the move stick. Good driving. So the two AlphaTauris get through after scrapping a bit too much. But Felix is now left vulnerable because he's not in DRS quite yet. Scrapping with the Hasses in the background as well. And racing up is out of the race. And that has brought out another safety car, believe it or not. Wow. Now I wonder where Racing Up is actually retired. I'm assuming he's had an accident on the back section. The car's actually been moved off the circuit pretty quickly, but the safety car's been brought out. So this will bunch up the pack once again. And like I say guys, you've got to stay tuned for this one. We'll be back shortly with more commentary once the safety car goes back in, but you don't want to miss this one. See you in a few minutes once again.